Football fans, you can relive one of the best games of Zeke Elliott's career as he helped those Cowboys clinch a last-minute win against the Detroit Lions on Sunday. It is an encore presentation of the Detroit Lions up against the Dallas Cowboys. You can see it tonight at 8 right here on NFL Network. Let's say hello to Will Selva, manning the news desk wonderfully as ever out in Los Angeles as the guys are getting ready to power rank the top 5 teams in the NFL. As you can see that they're doing, it's like watching creatures in their natural habitat here.
I know. It looks like they're filling in their Scantron ovals or something. Can't wait to see the results of that.
A lot of erasing, a lot of rewriting.
Yes. Oh, I bet there is, and there's still going to be as I do this update. Well, let's start in Pittsburgh, where Le'Veon Bell's still a no-show for the Steelers, but there are reports it could soon be ending. ESPN says Bell will return to the Steelers during the team's Week 7 bye, but apparently that's news to head coach Mike Tomlin.
I have not talked to Le'Veon, and I really have no Le'Veon update. Like I've said repeatedly, it's the best approach for us to stay focused on the guys that are here and working and cross that bridge when we come to it. Nothing's changed from my perspective in that regard.
Pittsburgh's defensive unit is currently ranked 30th in yards allowed per game. Not good. A major reason the team finds itself with a record of 1-2-1. Defensive captain Cameron Hayward giving his blunt assessment about it, saying, quote, "The kitchen is hot right now, and everyone is looking to get out, so we have to get to work and settle it down. Either buy in or don't get on the field." Falcons running back Devonta Freeman sidelined since Week 1 after suffering a knee injury, but he may be back on the field this week. Head coach Dan Quinn saying on 92.9 The Game this morning that he expects Freeman to play Sunday against the Steelers. Cardinals rookie QB Josh Rosen getting his welcome to the NFL moment this past Sunday against the Seahawks. He was looking for a help up from linebacker Bobby Wagner, but was left hanging. On 710 AM radio, Wagner explained the snub, saying, quote, "He's a rookie. I mean, if it's Larry, I'm helping Larry up. You're a rookie. It's your first game. I'm not about to help you. Maybe after the game, sure, I'll help you up." Of course, the Larry he's referring to is Larry Fitzgerald, but the Rook learning the hard way, you won't get a helping hand from defenders in the NFL. Now, when he was reached at home, Josh Rosen, that is, the only look that he gave was this.
Yeah.
That's all he did. As we know, he had the best face talent around.
Great faces. He does, but you can't ask a veteran to help you. Like I didn't play in the NFL. I know that.
I know.
Yeah. Maybe in a couple of years, kid. All right, appreciate you, Will Selva. We'll talk to you in a bit. It is time to, how do you say it? Play with power?
Yeah, Nintendo Power.
Let's do it. It is the NFL Power Rankings recap presented by the U.S. Army. Let's send it over to Elliot Harrison for the breakdown.
What's up, GMFB crew? Time for the Week 5 Power Rankings. We're going to start at the bottom, like we always do. You see the Bills had to move them right back down. Josh Rosen at least gives the Cardinals hope. Jets look terrible. C.J. Beathard does not look terrible. Frank Reich, I applaud your guts. These two teams, boy, you thought they were going to make the playoffs. Okay, let's go up top here. I'm still not impressed with the Cowboys or the Seahawks. Tough loss for the Broncos. And, boy, are these contenders or pretenders, these Miami Dolphins, they are vexing. Pittsburgh, you can make a case that they're worse. I think the Chargers will be a lot better when Joey Bosa gets back. Titans, impressive win. Eagles, not so impressive. But the Baltimore Ravens could be the most complete team, top to bottom, in the AFC, even though I have them behind the Bengals in their own division. If you look at special teams, quarterback, offensive line, their defensive personnel, Baltimore's got a chance to make some hay in the playoffs. If you can run the ball and make your kicks, you win a lot of games in the NFL. You look at the top 8 here, impressive win from the Bears, the Bengals again over the Ravens in that division. Carolina getting stronger off the bye. Jacksonville, Kansas City play each other, but the Rams are still the best team in the league. They're the most complete team in the league. And when you look at Jared Goff, he is the best intermediate thrower in the National Football League right now. When I mean intermediate, I'm talking about skinny posts, I'm talking about 15-yard outs. We see the deep ball right there, but he's doing it all for them. 465, and how many touchdowns the other night? Anyway, the Rams are your #1 team in the Week 5 Power Rankings.
Rams 1, Kansas City 2. Those are the 2 picks that Schrager had as the head of the class when he did progress reports just yesterday. Schrags, I start with you with your top 5 power rankings.
Elliot's job is not easy. A lot of 3-1 teams, a lot of teams that are 2-1 coming off of a bye, the Redskins and the Panthers. But here are my top 5. Number 5, the Saints. I'm just basing on what I've seen the last few weeks. They are an offensive juggernaut. They get Mark Ingram back. Saints defense seemed to figure out those things too. 4, I got the Titans. They get no respect, no respect. You beat the Eagles after being down 14, you get my respect. Number 4. Number 3, the Jaguars. We saw what they did to the Patriots. They had a letdown game, and then they got right against the Jets. We'll see what they do against the Chiefs. And then numbers 1 and 2. You know I love the Rams and Chiefs. They were my Super Bowl pick before the season. I got Chiefs number 2. I got Rams number 1. Rams, their defense is dominant. They have a plus 73-point differential right now. No one's been even close. Haven't had any challenges. I'm going Rams 1, Chiefs 2, but I could be talked out of that. Let's hear it.
All right, I'll jump
Go ahead, Nick.
All right, I'll go in. I'll go with the Panthers. I feel like we're just seeing the beginning of what they're going to do offensively. And of course, Cam Newton and C-Mac, those are my guys that you need to pay attention to. Jaguars, it's that defense, defense, defense. I feel like this is one of those defenses that can win championships. I know it's cliche for us to say that in football, but legitimately, they can take these guys to the Super Bowl. And then we'll go with the Saints. Kamara and Ingram. Ingram is big for him to return. Watch the balance of the offense. You think Kamara's doing his thing? Wait till Ingram gets back. The Chiefs, Pat Mahomes and Hunt. That's the 1-2 punch right there. You saw what Hunt did when they finally leaned on him. Even if that passing game isn't there like it wasn't on Monday, these guys still came up real big. And then number 1, I agree with you, Shrey. That defense is phenomenal, not getting enough love. But McVay, the balance and versatility within his offense. And then Todd Gurley, he's just like a sleeping giant. Even when he has a casual game of 100 yards, you know he can go for 200. So just wait. He's going to have a breakout game, and he's going to take the league leader in rushing. So I'm going with the Rams, number 1.
Well, you're 1 and 2, the same as Shregs. What do you got, Kiddo?
All right, I'll give you what I got. I got down here at number 5. I'm going to go with the Titans. All right, you got it. You got the attention. Now do something with it. You're playing the Bills this weekend. You're playing a rookie quarterback. Don't tighten this up. You got it. You deserve it. I want to see you capitalize on it. Number 4, I'm going with the Bengals. I love the Bengals. I still think that one of the best wins of the entire NFL season was them over Baltimore. I think it was huge. I like what they do. It's super clutch at the end of the game with A.J. last week. Number 3, I'm going to put the Chiefs down here. All right, they came back down to earth a little bit offensively, but I was still really, really impressed with they turned to the snow tires, the running game with Hunt. Number 2, I'm going to go with the New England Patriots, guys. Number 2, and I'm going to put 38-7 all the way up there. Everyone wants to say, all right, so the Dolphins beat the Titans, right? The Patriots absolutely destroyed the Dolphins, a shock and awe type win. And if you don't believe me, you think they're overrated, watch tomorrow night. The Patriots are back. Number 1, the Rams, absolutely not close whatsoever. Completely loaded. I haven't seen something like I saw from them against the Minnesota Vikings offensively in this decade. I don't know if I've ever seen it really in my life. It was that good. Rams number 1, not close.
Rams at the top for all 3 of you guys.
No Ravens, no Bears from any of us in the top 5.
No Ravens, no Bears.
No room at the end.
You got Panthers on yours. They're coming off a bye. That's interesting. Saints make the top 5 for Nate as well. And you guys can power rank your top 5 and send it over to #GMFB.
Mahomes in the pocket, pump faking. Now he's going to scramble. Scrambling left, 10, 5, touchdown, Kansas City. Yes, he can run. And the Chiefs on this Monday night game taste the sweet nectar of the end zone on a Mahomes scramble.
Patrick Mahomes and those Chiefs flying mile high after Monday's win in Denver, now getting set to host the Jags in Week 5. It's a tough matchup. It's one that we all want to see, and we've got James Palmer joining us. You're with the Jags down in Jacksonville, and you were in Denver on Monday night. What can Mahomes possibly do to top that performance?
Okay, we just keep waiting to see what Patrick Mahomes will do next, and obviously going against the league's best defense, we get a chance on Sunday. What we saw there in that clip you just saw was one of the things that I've been told by multiple Chiefs players the last couple of weeks I've covered them, is that he has this calmness and this ability to go out and always find an answer on the field. There was nothing there. He goes and gets his first rushing touchdown of his NFL career. The other part of it that we saw that we hadn't seen yet was his ability to come back and have that ability to scramble and throw on the run. Right tackle Mitchell Schwartz, who had a really good game against Von Miller, told me it's a distinct ability he has that is just God-given, and at the same time, it's his preparation and ability to read defenses pre-snap that allows him to always get out of the pocket and throw the football before he's sacked. He's been sacked just 5 times this season, and then Von Miller maybe said it best. It's that arm strength that he has where he kept dropping to his right, going farther and farther behind the line of scrimmage away from defenders, but has the arm strength to continue to throw it downfield. We saw him come from behind. We saw what he can do to lead his team in the huddle. Talking to Kareem Hunt after the game, he told me he was the coolest guy in the huddle when they had 2nd and 30. Never thought for a second that they weren't going to be able to come back, and now we get a chance to see what else he can do, because this past week, he just checked a couple more things off the box in terms of what he can do at the quarterback spot.
Now, speaking of this past week, the Broncos couldn't stop Mahomes last week from tasting the sweet nectar of the end zone. Now it's the Jags' turn. What are you looking for from that Jacksonville Jaguars defense?
Well, Nate, two things really stand out to me. One is this Jags secondary has yet to intercept a pass, which is crazy. The Jags have one pick, and that's Myles Jack. Now, you know how outspoken these guys in the secondary are in Jacksonville, and obviously they want to go out and get that first interception of Patrick Mahomes because he hasn't thrown one yet this season, and they were one pick behind the Baltimore Ravens to lead the NFL last season. If they create turnovers, which is something they want to do because they've been turning the football over offensively, they want to flip it on that sense. And the other side of it is up front, you have to wrap up Patrick Mahomes. We saw the Broncos unable to do that, but at the same time, wrapping up Kareem Hunt. He rushes for 121 yards against his Broncos defense. 93 of them came after contact. So what they need to do is wrap up Kareem Hunt in terms of the running game and wrap up Patrick Mahomes at the same time. Try to get their hands on him, something Denver wasn't able to do. Every team I talked to that goes against the Chiefs this year has said they feel like they haven't been able to hit Patrick Mahomes. Every team that's been their game plan going in. The Niners, the Broncos, they just haven't been able to do it.
Jags up for the challenge. They took it to Tom Brady. They're allowing less than 200 yards a game to quarterbacks so far this season. It'll be an insane game in Week 5. James Palmer, we appreciate you, and we'll talk to you in a little bit. One guy is taking on Jacksonville, while the other is facing the Raiders. Do you start Phillip Rivers or do you start Patrick Mahomes? This is not an easy one. We took it to Twitter. I haven't seen the results. I haven't seen the results.
Okay, cool.
It's Fantasy Face-Off. Kindergarten Cop up next.
NFL game.